Welcome back, everyone, to part 7 of the Pokemon Violet commentary. I am once again joined by my friend David, and today I need to explain something about how I record this series. I effectively play for 1 hour, and whatever I do in that hour becomes the video. Now, how much of that video actually stays in the video? Well, you see, it depends on what we actually do in that 1 hour. If we don't accomplish much, it's a short episode, and if we accomplish a lot, it's a long episode. Does that make sense, David?
Yes.
All right. So, what do you think of this guy, this
And
boss here?
Earthworm is actually he's an okay boss.
Mm.
Kind of annoying you had to chase him down the right tunnel to get him.
So, fun fact, by the way, they don't actually move his model. All of the worms are loaded in at once. It's actually multiple worms.
Yeah, that I know.
Yeah. This game was programmed with string cheese code. Okay.
You think the code here is a mess? Did you see the code? You know about the code in Undertale?
Yeah, I know about it. Ungodly amount of if statements.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. But the difference is Undertale is indie studio, and this is triple A, huge budget game. I'm not kidding. These games have massive budgets. I don't know what they go to though.
Hmm.
I just think they go into
Oh, what the heck?
but I don't know for sure.
And this thing, I was like, why do you have arms?
Because it's gangster, okay? Mimi Suzu is trying to kick my ass. And yes, he's called Mimi Suzu. The name of this guy is Mimi Suzu.
It's Earthworm.
No, it's Mimi
You know,
Suzu.
like Earthworm, but
Yeah, I get it.
No, it's Earthworm.
Well, it's a translation error. It's like how you call it Charizard and I'll say Lizardon.
Hmm.
Yep. Okay.
So
this is a case of nostalgia, but I hate what they do to rap in every game after Gen 1.
Why?
In Generation 1, if you got hit with rap, your turn ended. Didn't even matter if you attacked or not.
Thank goodness they got rid of that.
And that lasted for 5 to 7 turns.
Yeah, thank God they got rid of that.
Yeah, but it makes it so useless.
Well, yeah, but before it was so broken.
I guess. My bad, not 5 to 7. It's 2 to 7 turns. I made a mistake. But yeah, it's still good.
Hmm.
Yep. Okay, the dungeon design in this game is terrible. No question. The last game to have good dungeon design was Black and White 2. What are your things? What are your takes on that?
Let's go to Mystery Dungeon games.
I'm talking main series. Mr. Dungeon's not main series.
Okay.
Okay, that's not fair.
Then
Because Mr. Dungeon is literally a dungeon crawler RPG. That's not fair.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I really hope we get a new one, and I mean an actual new one, not just a remake.
I hear that Explorers of Sky is good. Is it?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
But you know what I'm waiting for? Give us another Pokemon Ranger.
Oh, definitely. Pokemon Ranger. I actually really liked Guardian Signs. I thought that was great.
Hands down, Guardian was amazing.
Yeah, Guardian Signs is an S tier Pokemon game, but the problem is that it's not main series, so it doesn't sell as well.
It's just lame.
Well, I mean, thing is, the market will always decide what wins. And the market states that they want main series Pokemon, so they're gonna make more main series Pokemon. It's inefficient to make that many Ranger games for that reason. Because I
forgot. I forgot the thing has Earth, you know.
Yeah, I completely forgot about that. Or more accurately, okay, I straight up did forget because I don't remember anything about this story during my actual playthrough in terms of what you do in it. I remember the story beats, I remember what was said, where was it said, and why it was said, but what we were doing, I was blank, man, I'm not gonna lie.
Huh.
And just for confirmation, you do have the volume on, correct?
Yes.
Good. These Titan Pokemon honestly are kind of okay. They're not great.
Yeah, they're okay.
You think they're
I
okay?
mean, they're just the Pokemon bigger.
Yeah, but at that point, just keep Dynamax. Why remove it?
Well, because Dynamax is impossible after of Galar.
Oh, right, that nonsense. Come on, you really think they couldn't just say, "Oh, they made a machine and now it's doable everywhere"?
What I think they're able to make the machine that produce the exact same energy that Eternatus produce.
I believe it. They could totally do that. Chairman Rose planned an entire plan for thousands of years in the future, despite the fact that he could have literally waited one more day, and the entire conflict would not have
Well,
occurred.
he wasn't recreating an ancient energy.
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about how stupid Chairman Rose was in Sword and Shield story.
It was he was.
Okay, Uh, okay, look, I'm not gonna lie. The only Pokemon games in the main series to actually do something with their plots were the originals, and even then, it wasn't very good because it was a Game Boy RPG. But damn it, they tried. Generation
Right.
4, Platinum Edition, because Diamond and Pearl version, the story sucked, and Black and White's Part
Uh
1 and
huh.
2. That's it. Every other campaign story is kind of worthless. You could say, oh, Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire or Emerald. Okay, that's a story, but no one is really good in that game. Okay, you could say Kagari, who I believe was what's her name in the English
Sun and
version?
Moon, Ultra Sun and Moon, Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon.
But that's post game and like largely end of game. What I'm saying is the
I
story.
wasn't talking about post game.
Yeah, I caught myself and I corrected. That's largely end of game content. Okay. They also weakened the story in the Ultra games. They actually changed some concepts. For example, Lily forgives her mother
What?
in the
What?
Ultra games, but doesn't in the originals.
Aside from that, is it also because Luthien was played as the bad guy by Necrozma?
Pretty much. I mean, the Ultra games just kind of
Like,
cheapen the story too
they're,
much.
they're, like I was saying, they're about to. I always thought it was pretty cool, like how it was following the same product. We got to ride on. They go to the Ultra space, but then suddenly, they go out and come this new big man and takes on Legendary.
Yeah, I mean, I understand that, but at the end of the day, it's just an event, you know. My
It was
biggest issue
crazy.
with Pokemon stories is that the manga is better.
Well,
The manga is better at telling the stories.
okay, yeah, I can't argue against that.
The only one you might have an argument is that the games do better than the black and white manga, but that's only because the black and white manga goes the whole Shadow the Hedgehog route and just becomes stupidly edgy for no reason. Cough cough the crucifixion
I
of gym
think,
leaders. Cough cough.
I think I was talking about Rebirth.
No, that's even different. That's way different. Albeit, I actually
Okay,
like Reverse. Is just that it
I
shouldn't
found
be
I found, I found the
Pokemon.
con-
It shouldn't be Pokemon. It
I
should
found
be
the
its own
concept
series.
cool.
Yeah, I
I,
don't think it should be Pokemon. I think
I
it should
found
be.
the con.
Yeah, concept is cool.
No, I disagree with that. I think it should be Pokemon. They just they could have done it better.
Okay, it could be done better, true, but when I think fusion, I don't think Pokemon.
I
I think Yu-Gi-Oh. There's that effect again. There's that white line again. I hate that white line. It's so distracting.
dude, here's the thing. I would have thought they would have made you hear about the whole thing in Gen 7 where people thought that Ash Greninja was like a hint toward Rebirth.
Yeah, I heard about that. I remember that.
Hmm.
What do you think an M-rated
Okay,
Pokemon game would be like?
let's see. We definitely will be playing as an adult.
Finally.
Like I can imagine, like we're probably in X member of a Pokemon terrorist community cult. That's the main villain. It'll be a Pokemon. It'll be a Pokemon terrorist cult.
Mm.
Okay, I'll explain more, but I gotta go to the restroom. So you're on your own commentary.
You prick! Why? I'm pausing the
I
recording.
can't hold.
I'm pausing the
I
recording.
can't.
And we're back. I just had to pause the recording because David needed to use the restroom. Okay, so where did we leave off?
Uh,
Where did we leave off?
don't remember actually.
Oh, right, we defeated the Earthworm thing.
Yeah. And now you're once again testing how free will is a lie.
Free will is the lie in Pokemon. They don't want you to have free will. They just want you to purchase product. And nothing else. Do you think that Game Freak has your best interests in mind? Absolutely not. Okay, jokes aside, I'm glad we have the big jump now.
Yeah, that makes things a lot easier.
Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts on the E4 of this game?
What?
What are your thoughts on the Elite Four in this game?
I found the Elite Four okay. Champion, on the other hand, fuck no.
Fuck, no, damn. It's that bad, is it? Okay. That's crazy.
Jita is that bad. The other is they're okay.
Alright, she's not
And
called
here we have.
Omodaka. Omodaka, her Japanese name. Let's gentleman's agreement to not talk about this dog, so that neither of us gets into a screaming match. Deal?
Fine.
Okay, so we need to fit in something else. Okay, how come
Uh,
Sandwich... Whoa, did you see that eating animation?
I don't know. I don't know what to say about that.
Well, let's think about it. You are a programming student, is that correct?
Yeah.
Do you think you could program a better eating animation than that?
Given enough time, maybe.
Okay. Notice how you said given enough time. That's fine. You're one person. That's okay. Once more, I have to stress that this is a AAA game. Also, that line issue that keeps going on where black lines will just appear and the screen will flicker, that's usually a glitch that happens when you play on emulators. What is going on here?
Maybe I don't know.
This is recorded
Was it
directly off the
on the
Switch.
Switch? Was it on the Switch itself, or like could it just be a problem with the camcorder?
No. This is the Switch.
Or
100% the Switch. Okay, this game lags like crazy. It has rendering issues like crazy. And we're not going to get here today, ladies and gentlemen, but eventually, you will see some of the worst instances of slowdown I have ever seen in a video game. Rivaling that of Sonic Genesis for the GBA.
Hmm.
Did you ever play that?
Only Advance 3.
Okay. That one's actually good, so no worries there.
Well,
No worries there, that's actually a good one.
it was.
Yep.
It was pretty fun.
Why did that transition have slowdown? Ah. Look,
I don't know.
if I keep bitching about it, it's not gonna go away. But it's just, I don't think people are gonna be replaying this 10 years from now. 10 years from now, I think people will replay Platinum. They'll replay Emerald. I don't think anyone's replaying this. Unless they're doing some sort of marathon. But that's different. What do you think? Do you think they'll replay this game in
Maybe.
10 years?
Maybe. I I I think I had some replayability in it.
Okay, elaborate. What's the replay value of this game?
Uh, I'm trying to think of something that isn't involving the DLC. Let's see what else is what else. Shut up. Oh, like I guess one example would be the open world. You try out a new path that you haven't done before.
But here's the thing.
Uh,
All paths require you to do the same 18 things back to back. You just do them in different orders. But they all lead down to the same
Oh.
ending. I
You
think...
can always
like,
change things. You can always use different teams. Always.
yeah, but you can do that in other games. What does this game do to stand out?
Well, aside from it being the first open world game.
But the open world... Okay, here's the thing. anyone saying open world makes it better, that's not open world. Open world is the medium
I,
in
n-
which the
I
game
never
moves.
said that.
Okay, but you're saying that the open world makes this game replayable. How?
Makes it unique, but amongst the other games.
So just because of the map makes it
And
unique?
look, I'm not here to debate about that.
Because here's the thing,
Can
right?
have not pretty what?
I could give you one for pretty much all of them except for two of them. Okay? Generation 1
What?
has the replay value as it was the only one that was truthfully designed to be a single player experience and had multiplayer tacked on, whereas all of them had multiplayer in mind when playing. You could tell because of how they balanced the game. Gen 1 is truthfully the most single player oriented generation game for the Pokemon series, and because of that, the difficulty curve scales really well. In addition, you could do Gym Leader's Surge all the way through Blaine in any order you want, so long as you do Koga before Blaine. But that is the only restriction. In addition, it's not as long as them, so it's really easy to pick it up and then replay it on a different day. And it doesn't require you to waste too much time as the map is concise and focused. I wouldn't say it's a perfect map, but it is arguably one of the best maps in the series. Johto has replay value like a motherfucker because of the crazy ass post game and even the main campaign, where just the fact that you have 16 gym badges and you can do the gym badge 9 through 15 in any order, along with the fact that you can do gym badges 5, 6, and 7 in any order you want. You can't even say that going out of order is unique to this game, because that's not true. It's been around since Gen 1. Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald actually have
Okay.
crazy replay value because each version has a different evil team story. One is Team Magma, one is Team Aqua, and one of them is both. Platinum, Diamond, and Pearl have the crazy legendary story, and also the Cynthia battle. Just the Cynthia battle alone makes replaying Diamond and Pearl worth it. Let's ignore all the extra stuff, especially Platinum, because the Battle Frontier makes the game super, super fun to do. And even just the main campaign, it streamlined a lot of the issues. The only real issue I have with Diamond, Pearl, Platinum is you need 8 HMs to progress. But other than that, it's pretty much fine. Black and White 1 and 2 are... I'm not even gonna, I'm not even gonna make this one too difficult. Effectively, Black and White 1 is so replayable simply because of the fact that at the time, and even still now, the Pokemon feel a lot newer. They haven't been done to death. And due to the fact that there are a lot of optional battles you can do, on a replay you might choose to do battles in that way. In addition, Black and White 1 and 2 have a lot of ways to get really powerful Pokemon really early that you may not know in your first encounter, or you can choose to skip them. There's also, Black and White 2 has the easy, normal, and hard mode. Why don't we have that in the current games, David?
Don't know.
Yeah. X and Y is actually really cool to replay because you can actually make a lot of the teams from previous games in that game. For example, I decided to play through X and Y one time using the champion team, and since that champion team from, Red, Blue, Yellow, Green, Green's team is so easy to make because all of that stuff is early on, it's just fun. And the fact that you can pick different starters, you essentially get 2 starters in that game. And that decision immediately gives you more options than just the 3 starters of the normal games. Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire for the same reasons as Gen 3 originals. We have Sun and Moon is the one that I cannot justify replaying. That game is fucking boring. The Ultra games make it worse, but honestly, I just don't like Sun and Moon. I kid you not, Sword and Shield have the best Nuzlocke out of all of them because there are so many Pokemon you can get, and it's always different in the first area before you get to the first gym. And you would actually be at level because the level curve in Sword and Shield is actually really good. The Let's Go games because it's Kanto and we fucking love Kanto, and the rematches against all the single star trainers. Legends Arceus is really good to actually do replays of it, mostly because of the fact that there are so many ways to get to the required stars to complete the game that it becomes fun. And then this game, I have no intention of ever replaying it, honestly.
Okay.
Did my points make sense?
I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
Anyways, we're on the poison one now.
Yep. How come the
So
other trainers
how
never
does
attack
it?
us?
You know what? That's a good question. We're actually invading the base. Like, maybe the other part of the whole thing with the whole honor thing.
But, it's just not ever explained. The fuck? Hello? He left. What? Get back here! He just left. Oh no. We're recording! I know. Yeah, your internet probably went out, didn't it?
Yeah, it did. Oh my god, sorry.
It's like, what? I thought you were leaving because you were sick of my argument or something. It's like, damn.
No. About 2018.
2049, 50,
Whoa!
51, 52, 53, 54.
Wait, you still playing?
Yeah, I'm not gonna stop it. The video needs to sync up.
So, okay, so 22, what now?
21, 01, 02, 03, 04, 05. Let me know you got it. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11.
Okay, I'm
Okay.
at 2109.
Okay, good enough.
So, yeah. So, okay, but okay, yeah, where the truck fight.
Yep. I mean, I
So,
like
what?
the
How do you
visuals.
feel about how do you feel about this now? Now that you're leveled up.
We're actually still under leveled. We don't actually meet their levels until the last two.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure the trucks out level us completely.
I wouldn't be surprised, and they are probably the final boss of these, right? See, here's the okay. You have every room here, but then next you're gonna use every room.
Oh right, he does. How come we can't use these trucks?
I don't know.
I would love to catch a truck in this game. That would get me
Here's
to actually use these
here's the
trucks.
thing. Here's the thing, though. The truck isn't a Pokemon. The rubber room is just using the truck.
I know, but that would actually get me to use a newer Pokemon. If I could have a fucking truck on my team.
That would be something. That would be something.
But then again, this camera system is so bad, it would probably break the game.
You're on the camera. You're like better. You like better rivals or something.
The camera in this game is trash, okay? It's not good. And you can't convince me otherwise.
You can move the camera around.
No, not in every battle. A lot of battles
Oh
actually have
right,
a fixed camera.
not all right. You for some reason they exclude the camera during but you can the rest.
Not in Area Zero.
You have to.
Not in Area Zero.
That's bull.
And you will see why.
No, you're lying.
No, I'm not lying. The wild battles, you can. But the scripted
Wait,
battles,
so
you
you're all
can't.
in the post. So you're all in the post game.
That's not post-game. Area Zero
Yes,
is not
it is.
post-game. The credits
Yes,
don't
it
roll
is.
until after Area Zero. Not before. Because you know what you can do in this game? You could actually do all of the Nimona story, completely skip Penny and Arvin stuff, beat the Elite Four, beat Nimona, and then go back to do that. So are you saying that by that logic, Penny and Arvin's quest are also part of the post-game? Because they're not.
What are you talking about? What we're talking about?
The post-game,
You can't do Area Zero until you beat all three stories.
that's not post-game though. It's also, it's 3 quests. It's one story. The story of Pokemon Violet is the one story of the game.
Three stories.
They're quests. Operation Starfall. The
Nope.
Pokemon League Champion Road. It's not stories,
They're
it's
all
quests. They're
yes,
an
no, dude,
interconnected story. It's an
you are so
interconnected
wrong.
I'm not wrong. It's an
Dude,
interconnected
what?
story. You telling me that Area Zero is post-game when it is required to see the credits, it's incorrect. Post-game is something you can do after the credits.
Okay, fine. Maybe I could be wrong about that, but I'm not wrong about these not being also they're stories, they're not quests.
Well, there's quests that tell a story.
They're just stories.
What are we doing in the story, huh? We're completing the 3 quests given to us.
No. Right now in this story, we're finding the Team Star. This as we're doing in this story.
But at the end of the day, we're gonna go back to do gyms and we're gonna go back to do the Titan Pokemon. For it to be separate
That's
stories,
right.
we would have to play them in
Then
different
they go in.
instances.
Now we do different story. Then we go to different stories.
No, we're just doing a different part of the quest in the same narrative. It's one
You're
story.
doing
It's
another
three.
story.
It's one
No, it is
story.
not.
It's one story.
No, it isn't.
It is one story because
It's
you have to do it
three
all
stories.
anyways. No, a true
No,
sense of like different stories.
Miguel,
What?
no,
Okay.
it's three stories that all lead up to one larger story.
So in other words, it's an interconnected story. It's an interconnected narrative. It's not three different stories. You don't just do the Arvin quest
Yes, it is.
and then end the game there. You can't. You have to do it all.
I'm not.
For example, you want to
So
know.
what you did? So
No.
what if you don't? That still doesn't make it. That still doesn't make it not a story.
Look, a story has a beginning, middle, and end. Is that correct?
Okay. Again, here I begin this one. We begin by finding about Team Star. The middle is we fight the mod. The end we fight the boss, and that's the end of the Team Star story.
Okay, you have the Team Star story, but you do realize that the Arvin story doesn't actually end at the end of the Arvin quest. It continues on in Area Zero.
Well, yeah, his story ended. Now we're going to a new story.
No, it's still his story. It's his family we're dealing with. My question is, what the fuck is Nimona doing in that story? I know they said that, oh, we need a strong trainer. Fine. But, here's the thing. Narratively, Nimona doesn't add anything to that story. Penny at least has...
Did you not hear the part where it said as a strong trainer?
Yes, but she
Nimona is
doesn't do
champion
shit.
level.
She doesn't do shit, okay? She doesn't fight the professor with you. She deals with 2 scripted encounters, and you can't even team up with her in wild encounters. Narratively, she's there, but she has no real purpose. You could deal with the scripted encounters by yourself if you really felt like it, because you have the levels at that point in the game. Nimona does not need to be there. In a case of, yeah, she's in the story, but does she need to be there? No. But at least Nimona, by the end of the game, is probably the only tolerable character at that point that I don't mind her being there. Penny justifies herself being in the narrative.
What less I can say about you being tolerable right now. This is the rant people have been waiting for. So
This is not a rant. This is just a conversation. And also, you can't just blatantly say that someone else is wrong and consider that a victorious argument. By the way, that is not correct. That
I never said it was victorious.
Well,
I'm just saying that
you're saying that
these are
I'm
all
straight up right,
stories.
and I'm not. It's one
Because-
story with 3 different sections. Okay, let me put it this way.
No,
Sonic
it's three
Adventure 1,
different
for
stories
example.
combined
No,
into one
let me
story.
explain.
No,
Sonic Adventure 1
we're not bringing Sonic into it. We're talking about Pokemon right now.
Okay, but I'm talking about a narrative structure, okay? I'm talking about a
This is the
narrative structure. It's one story with 3 separate
stories going
factions.
into one.
It's
No,
one
with
story.
3 stories combined into one
You
story.
need
It's
all of
3
them
stories.
to beat the game. You can't do
Yes,
only 2 of them
yes,
and get to the end.
You need to do all these stories to go to the other story.
But it's still one story. You get the quest
It's
to
doing-
go. No, let me point this out, okay? You get the quest to do the help with Cassiopeia. You get the quest to do the Champion Road stuff, which is Victory Road, if you're curious. Because Nimona wants you to do it, but also the professor wants you to do it so that you can be strong enough. You get the quest to deal with Cassiopeia because the professor and Clavel want to end a serious issue with the bullying. But at the end of the day, all of this is done at the behest of the narrative. All of this is done to lead into Area Zero. There is build up to Area Zero in all 3 stories, and to say otherwise is factually incorrect.
I never said it wasn't.
It's still one narrative, okay? Let me put it this way. Do you
Here's the thing, though.
I'm gonna ask you a question.
Here's the thing. No. You just said right now. You just said there when they build up in all 3 stories. You just said there were
I'm saying
stories.
stories because it's easier to say than constantly saying narrative over and over again. Let me put it this way. The MCU, because you like the MCU, is built up of multiple stories, but it is one narrative up until a certain point. For example, that's what I'm saying. It's one narrative. It's one narrative, one story, but it's filled with multiple instances of stories. That's what I'm bringing up. Same goes for the MCU. Same goes for this game. Same goes for Sonic Adventure. Same goes for a bunch of games. It is one large story with narratives in between.
That's what I'm trying to say. 3 stories that lead up to a bigger story.
It's one story,
That's
though.
what I'm saying.
It just has It just has instances of sub narratives, but it's still in service of the great narrative of the
It's
story.
three different
This is
stories
the problem
that
with
all
this. Okay,
combined.
let me tell you the truth. We
No,
are we are not
no.
gonna
It's
change the
three
mind of the
stories
other
that have.
person. We are not gonna change the mind of the other person. We drop this now because I don't want this to be a shouting fest. Okay,
You mean it hasn't already?
I don't want this to be more of a shouting fest. Okay, deal? Because I don't want your parents breaking
Deal.
in and making you turn off the computer.
I feel like I'm on the verge at this point.
Yeah, yeah. I want to finish this. It's only 16 more minutes. But do you see how fucking boring this
Oh
narrative
boy.
is, David? We spent more time talking about the structure of this narrative than the actual narrative. And we're 7 parts in.
We were still we were still talking about Pokemon, so it still counts.
We talked about the other games, though! You know what this was? You know what this reminds me
Still,
of? This reminds me of when I did the Forces commentary with Brielle, and we never brought up Sonic Forces once in that entire commentary. Not counting introducing the game and ending the game. I don't think we ever talked about the game.
yeah.
And I'd
Okay.
rather not have a repeat of that.
Well, here's the thing that we're talking about the game.
Yeah.
We're talking about Pokemon.
But we're talking about the structure of the narrative of the story. We're not talking about the
It's
actual
still
game.
it's still the game. It's still Pokemon.
Yeah, but
It's the narrative
we're
of
talking about it
we're talking
in
about
the
the
context of like a
we're talking about
review
the
or an analysis.
we're talking about the narrative of the game. So long as it's still talking about the game. It still counts.
Okay, fine. Fine, it still counts. Let's move on. Also, stop giving it away, guys. Stop giving it away. Why is she here? She has no business being here. We have no connection to this character at this point in the story.
Yeah, exactly. Still, she's cute.
Okay, yeah, I'll give her that.
And
She's cute.
you did a huge jump.
It's okay. Do you really want to see me go into the menu, press fly, and then walk to the gym?
You could at least I don't know.
Let me ask you that question. Do you want me to go and show up the menu, press fly, go to the nearest Pokemon Center, wait the fucking load times to get there, and then walk to the gym when I could just
Could have
cut there?
waited back. You could have waited until we're back to the gameplay and then cut.
I could have, but this is faster, isn't it?
It just looked up back to me.
Yeah, it does look weird. It does look weird. I give you
Like
that.
I don't even know which city you're in.
We were already in this city, mind you. It's in the Nanjamo Iono city. See?
Oh right, I don't know.
And also we saw the city
And
in the
this is
last
where we do it
episode.
in the. Huh.
Yep. Here we get the first of many disappointing rival battles.
Oh boy.
What?
Nothing.
Okay, Rockruff, what level are you at, my friend?
Again, Dog Geo. Lavo.
Get wrecked. 21 versus 33. And it doesn't really get much better than this. At least the gym leader's good.
I still think you should have kept your starter.
Why? So that I can make these fights even easier against the rival?
Well, it was gonna be easy anyway. What's the matter with it in there or not?
Because I don't really like the design, I'm not gonna lie.
Why? Quackle was pretty cool.
I just don't care about it. It just doesn't look cool to me. To me. Keyword, to me.
Hmm.
And yes, I do actually like the design.
So what do you think? What do you thought on this Terra House being just a stadium? What do you think it was meant to be anyways?
It's
How
supposed
did
to
this
be a
signify
public
ground?
venue.
A what?
Oh, you mean the crown?
Yes.
Bro, probably because the Colosseum was made of clay.
I guess.
But the question is, how many kids know that?
Huh.
Very, very few.
Good question.
So yeah, this rival is so boring.
How?
Did you not see
All
how
because
easy
you.
that
All
fight
because you.
was?
But, okay, how does that make her boring?
Because the fight's boring. If the fight's boring, then the rival battles
Okay,
are
but how
boring.
is she boring?
How is she boring? She's a one-note character. She just wants to fight you. Yes, I know that she has more stuff going on behind the scenes, but from a surface level, that's all you get from the
And
narrative.
there.
And even then, the behind-the-scenes stuff isn't even that great. Anyways, here's
Well,
our friend
I
Nunjable
would say
here.
more, but you say we. I would say more about that, but you say we can't talk about that.
We can
So
talk about it if you want. I just don't want to end up with a screaming
you
match.
just know you just said we can't.
When did I say we can't?
Did you in agreement?
Yeah, the agree to disagree was regarding how a narrative versus a story and sub narratives within the context of a story. The agreement was on the structure of the game. We have nothing against each other, and we also said we won't talk about the dog to not piss each other off. But other than those two things, we're allowed to talk about
That's what
whatever we
you
want.
said.
You can talk about Button, and you can
Oh,
talk about Nemo all you want.
I don't understand why you said don't like her. Like she, you said yourself, there's more to her.
But it's
So
not
she's
that
not a.
interesting.
So you're claiming, but his thing more. Who you saying she's a one note character is immediately wrong with you
Yeah,
saying that
she's
there's
not a
more to her
one
behind
note
the scene.
character from the go, but at this point in the story, she is. She becomes better later, but at this point in the
So
story, she's not. So that means that during this point in the game, I don't really like her. Eventually, she gets better to the point of being tolerable. Congratulations. But for a large chunk of the game, I don't like the cast. That's the
wait,
point.
I throw a question on you on about.
Feel free to question me. Go ask any question. Okay, all we're doing is fighting simps right now.
Okay. Okay, Koida, how can you say you don't like anyone, but you also say that Iono's your favorite?
First of all, I said Nemo is my favorite. I like Iono's design, but her personality's not very good.
Okay, well, but my point stands. You say you don't like anyone, but you say Iono's your favorite.
Yeah, as in the most tolerable. Let me put it this way.
Huh.
Hey, let's say hypothetically, I'm looking for anything Pokemon related, just think about it or watch something, whatever. The characters in this game are the last thing I'm picking. Okay, I'm probably gonna watch like Battle Frontier with the Diamond Pearl Platinum era Pokemon anime, or I'm gonna read the Red, Blue, Yellow, Green, Gold, Silver, Crystal, Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald, Leaf, Green, Fire, Red, Emerald manga of the Pokemon Adventures manga. Because after Emerald, honestly, it's not as good. I think Emerald was the last time it was great, and then afterwards it just either went nowhere or wasn't that great. But I will still say that the manga is better storytelling than the actual games, so good props on that, with the exception of Black and White 1, because honestly, we don't need to see gym leaders getting crucified, but that's besides the point. I always bring that one up because it's the one
Like,
that everyone knows, but there's other issues with the Black and White manga that I have.
like one.
Mostly just narrative structure, pacing, technical things.
Okay, what about X and Y? When X literally had a pincer crush an imposter's face.
Okay, that was pretty cool. But again, I'd rather read the first few eras of the Pokemon manga than X and Y. It's a case of favoritism, David.
God, bias.
Yeah, it is biased because you're talking about something I like. There will
Okay.
always be bias in that situation. Anyways, what'd you think of that puzzle? Was it fun? Was it entertaining?
It was meh.
Exactly. That's my thoughts on a lot of this game's puzzles. They're meh. The worst one is the exercise puzzle, honestly. That one was mad boring.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie about that. That when we get to that one, it was kind of.
You have audio?
Did I just do that right? Did I just? Okay, you edit this, right?
Yeah, I did. What,
Yeah,
you
I
thought
thought
Pokemon
so.
would put voice acting into Japanese only? Really?
All right, who is this?
It's
Who's
Noeru.
speaking?
It's from Hololive.
Yeah, I figured it was Hololive.
Doesn't this make it so much better?
Yeah. I know the big much to ask, but I'm hoping that the next game will have voice
That's
acting.
not much to ask. That's been the standard in the industry for decades.
Oh, from Game Freak is much,
They had voice acting in Black and White too, by the way.
and also in Pokemon New Snap.
So it's not too much then.
Well, Game Freak didn't make New Snap.
I didn't play it.
Let's see. New Snap was made
Look at
by,
this
let's see,
motherfucker in the
Pokemon.
background. He's
Ni-
lagging.
Pokemon. Yeah, I see that. Both of them are. Yeah. I thought though. It was made by Bandai Namco.
Ah, I see.
Watro
Mm-hmm.
of ground type against the flying type.
So what do you think of my editing skills?
Really good.
Thank you very much. You have no idea how long it took to get the clips. You have no idea. This episode was probably the hardest one to edit.
Huh.
Yep. Okay.
I believe that.
Have you seen that? Have you noticed that sometimes the camera will just shift and it jitters and it doesn't really do anything besides go a slight pitch to the left or right?
No.
You really are just not paying attention to the game when you're playing it, aren't you? You're just going through the motions, right?
I guess, yeah.
I mean, goddamn, you know, all the issues that, you know, people bitch about, like security breach, or Cyberpunk before the patches, or 06's camera. I don't know how people looked at this game and say, yeah, this is perfectly fine. This game feels like an alpha.
Hmm.
A literal alpha build.
I think I mean beta build.
It could be a beta, you're right. But it feels like alpha because there's too much technical issues. By a beta, you should have a bit more. Even the textures look like a pre-alpha version of a game. At least the beta...
Oh, hey, Shogun.
Yeah, we replaced Happini.
Okay. You actually made a good choice.
Now you say that I made a good choice. How many bad choices have I made according to you at this point in the story? In the gameplay?
I plead the fifth.
No. You punk. This isn't court.
Nope.
This isn't court. I want to know.
I waive my right to the silence.
You waive your rights to
make sense.
silence? Okay, you no longer have them.
Okay, no,
Tell me
no,
what they
no,
are.
okay,
What are my mistakes, David?
Okay,
You will be a
okay,
terrible
give
lawyer.
me let's talk about this, of how she just in smart. Give the Pokemon with levitate electric. That's smart.
It is a really smart thing, except it doesn't mean much when you out-level it.
Maybe not, but it's still smart.
Yeah, I'll give it that. It is smart.
And look at that. It didn't one shot like the rest of the team.
That's true. But then again, Miss Magius is just bulky. Especially for this
True.
early of the game. You know, I love Ampharos's name in Japanese.
What's the name in Japanese?
It's pronounced Denryu, literally translated to electric dragon.
Huh. Cool.
Yep, that's why the Mega was a dragon type.
What that Ampharos meant to be, anyways?
A dragon, literally.
Why kind of dragon looks like this?
And a Japanese one, I don't know.
How do we go from sheep to dragon?
I have no idea. I don't know. You know that? Oh, speaking of sheep, have you looked into Pal World?
I've heard about it. I've been meaning to get into it again. I was in the stress test back when that was a thing.
Cool.
What about it?
Just curious. Don't you love this voice acting, David?
Yeah.
悔しいけど僕の負け皆のもの応援ありがとうだよということでバズりまくりのこの僕なんじゃもに勝利したノエル氏には
Oh, boy.
You okay?
ゲームバッジをプレゼント
Yeah, but I'm just stretching.
うん。
皆のものスクショタイムのどんなのフォルダに焼き付けろ
What do you think of her animations?
You're good. Don't have much of a problem with them.
Good. You know, I love the theory that apparently Iono's not real and the persons talking are just the two Pokemon in her head.
Those aren't even Pokemon, they're hair clips.
I know, but that's a fan theory.
Weird. Oh, great, we have her.
Yep, Omodaka. I don't really like her.
A lot of people don't.
She's called Gita in English, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Her design is awful. Actually.
Yeah, I don't quite get this.
Yeah. Albeit, I don't know why I chose this haircut. This haircut for my character is also really bad. But that's it for this episode. Is there anything you'd like to say to the audience before we go?
Hope you all like that here debate, because that was probably our first of many. Hope, or maybe not. Who knows? Maybe we'll see.
We're halfway through the series. I don't think it's gonna be that many. That's all
We'll
be all.
see about that.
Okay.
You know,
Have a nice day, ladies and gentlemen.
sign off.